It's tough being me with all my freaking knowledge from God. God bless everybody, and I appreciate God. Before you dumbasses with low attention span click off this video, let me get to my point. I have some great points about this whole submarine business. It's not making any sense. And we already know in history, they like to take out billionaires. Billionaires, the top 1%, they control the world, obviously. Special interest groups. This is common sense that billionaires are the top, they make the decisions, right? I think they're trying to kill these people for some reason. They're leaving them stranded on purpose because it's not making sense. I'm making some great logical points and there's no answer to them. And no one's really seeming to question the things that I'm questioning. I don't know why. I looked it up. This guy on the thing is a billionaire, and he's did some of the most historical feats of exploration in the history of mankind. This guy's been to space. This guy's circumnavigated the globe. This guy's been to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. And you're telling me he can't go to the Titanic, which was done 30 years ago by a movie producer with no exploration history? And I said, there's just so much to get to. It just doesn't make any sense. They don't have a backup plan for if something like this happens. They didn't want to take a vessel that could propel itself to the surface on its own power. All this stuff isn't making any sense. They hear noises near the Titanic, banging off the Titanic, and they don't go rescue them. It's the darkest place on Earth, and the ship has lights, so it'd be very easy to spot them. And these people being smart, I know what I would do in that situation. I would stay in the general area. These people being smart would stay in the general area. There's noises, and the thing has lights at the darkest place of Earth. It'd be very easy to go find and rescue these people. But they are choosing not to. They're choosing not to save billionaires for some reason. Is it because these billionaires have some sort of thing that they don't like? You know, who knows? I don't know. That's speculation. I just know the facts. The thing has lights and it's at the darkest place on Earth. The guy was an expert. This guy went to outer space. He went to the Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the ocean. And they didn't have no backup plans ensured. They aren't being rescued for some reason. So it's just not making any sense. And I made some great points. Look, people are just saying, oh, it's like finding somebody in the universe. Because I know that the universe is big, and I know that the ocean is big and unexplored. And it's just not. So it's just not explored. So that means that it's hard to find them. Like, how dumb are humans, bro? Like, sometimes I just feel like an alien because it's like, are you not using your brain? They're at the Titanic. We know where they're at. The thing has lights in the darkest places. So it's just, anyways, look at my great point right here. You know how cops catch criminals? They ask questions, and if things are bizarre or unordinary, then they know something is up. I'm asking questions of why aren't they rescuing them? And every answer is bizarre or out of the ordinary. So I know something's up. It works for cops. He's lying. He's nervous. His story isn't adding up. So I think there's something going on here. Let's get the canine unit. Oh, there was drugs in the car. So the thing has lights. They know where its location is. They went with shitty equipment. They didn't have a backup plan. They're billionaires. These aren't just normal folk who are taking a vacation. These are people who have special interests and could sway global outcomes of things. So this is looking bizarre and unordinary. So what's going on here? Something's fishy. No pun intended. So, I mean, there you go. There's my big brain analysis of it. Thank God for all this knowledge. It ain't me. I don't know how people are so gullible and stupid. I researched this thing for 5 minutes and I'm like, oh yeah, this is weird. And then the more you question and the more you learn about it, the more you question, it gets weirder and weirder. So, I mean, I made a metaphor that this guy, he's been to the Mariana Trench, he's been to space, he circumnavigated the globe in one plane in the fastest time in human history. This guy knows what he's doing with exploration. It's like a survival expert getting lost in a park. And then that's weird enough, right? But then it's weirder that the park ranger, isn't looking for them. And it's even weirder that the park ranger isn't looking for them when it's nighttime. Let's just say nighttime constantly, and the guy has a bright flashlight. And they knew his last known location. And the guy is smart enough to stay in his last known location. That's how dumb this is and how weird this is. I mean, believe what you want to believe, but I think that they're purposely killing some billionaires because they have some special interests. I don't know what that could be. I'm not going to speculate on that. I just go off of facts and what I know. And I know this is fishy. They ain't making no sense. A lot of people are making jokes about it, which is just cruel. And it's just really messed up to make jokes about someone dying. But, you know, we can do that on the internet. We can show gore and porn and all kinds of stuff on the internet. But once you question the election or, you know, the elite, you get banned and shit like that. So people don't use their brains for anything. I mean, if they do use their brains, they just go, well, what can we do? We can't do nothing. So they, in the end, they don't use their brains for anything. So, I mean, I'm going off on a conspiracy rant here, but that's what this whole video was all about. So, I mean, it just doesn't make no sense to me. See if I got a reply. No replies, because she know it don't make no sense. They haven't been found because they haven't been rescued because they haven't been found. Because I said, this girl was just going off as, like, she's comparing it to them being in the universe, of how astronomical the odds of them finding them are. She's like, that's not how lights work in the ocean. If they have no power, then they have no lights. Why would they not have power if they still have oxygen? Why would their thing run out of power before it ran out of oxygen? I mean, that's a possibility. I can definitely see that happening in some circumstance, but it doesn't make any sense. So I would more likely say they still have power, so they still have lights. The only thing I would agree with this lady with is that they don't have an anchor. So, I mean, they could be moving around, but I would think they would still have power, and they're standing right next to the Titanic still. They haven't been able to confirm that noise is from the Titan. See, they're all skeptic of stuff that does, like, and this is, I made this point with a Christian versus atheist thing. They just stand for what's wrong. So it's just, that's a whole nother topic though. Like, that makes no sense to the average person, what I just said, but it's a deeper psychological thing. They just stand for what's wrong. That's just wrong. That they can't identify that. Like, yeah, obviously they can't, but like, if I farted in a room with 30 people, you can't identify that I farted. But like, everyone fucking knows that it was me who farted. So, I mean, if they're hearing noises coming from around the Titanic and it's every 30 minutes, it's a pattern. It's a pattern by humans to let you know that, hey, we're here. I mean, obviously. So she's just standing for what's wrong because she's led by what's wrong. They have a power. I'll give her that. They could have a power outage. They could. That's the only thing. But like, billionaire, take that risk with his technology. Nah, I would say it's like a 20% possibility that they ran out of power. Yeah, and they have no backup plan. They have no backup plan for in case something like this happened, like a phone, like GPS, something, dude. They have no backup plan? That doesn't make any sense either. It's like when Kobe died, there was no black box on the helicopter. That don't make sense. There's a black box on every single plane. And then just miraculously, there's no black box on that helicopter. And then the pilot, who was a health aficionado, this guy was tippy top, cream of the crop pilot, and he runs into a mountain That don't make sense. So that whole Kobe death was a whole nother thing too. People don't question it though. I mean, so it is what it is. If you like this video, comment, let me know what you think. I think there's something fishy going on with the yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Hey, yellow submarine.